listening to Municast, the podcast that discusses municipal leadership. Season 6 of Municast is brought to you by SUMAssure's Innovation and Collaboration team. SUMAssure can help you sort through the noise to create solutions that add value quickly. Whether it's reducing your environmental footprint, driving investment, community development, or just saving money, contact your SUMAssure account manager to find out more. Municast is brought to you by SUMA, the voice of Saskatchewan's hometowns. Each season discusses unique perspectives on local governance that include conversations with both individuals and organizations. Past episodes have explored the core principles and challenges that municipal leaders face, delved into valuable lessons from seasoned officials, and examined the approaches municipal governments can consider in addressing issues that involve all levels of government, such as mental health and addictions, and truth and reconciliation. In Season 6, we will be exploring the heart of SUMA. Join us as we roll up our sleeves and chat with our amazing team members about what they do every day and how it plays a vital role in helping Saskatchewan's hometowns thrive. Today, we're talking to Tania Wendling, CEO of SUMAssure, Scott Meger, Manager of Group Benefits, and Amanda Reid, Group Benefits Administrator, as well as Sandra Lisi, National Director of Business Development Canada with Kinetic GPO. You can learn more about Tania, Scott, and Amanda on the SUMA website under About Us, Our Team. Conducting today's interview is Jean-Marc Nadeau, CEO of SUMA.
So welcome, Amanda, Scott, Tania, and Sandra. And thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. On this season of Municast, we are excited to introduce listeners to SUMA and explore the ways we work with others to support our municipal members. SUMAssure is the insurance and risk solution provider of choice for 246 Saskatchewan communities. So welcome, Tania, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Great. Well, thank you, Jam. I really appreciate this opportunity to share with your listeners more about SUMAssure and how we can support Saskatchewan communities.
So Tania, tell me a bit more about SUMAssure, how it works.
So when talking about SUMAssure, I just want to take a step back and think about why insurance was designed, as it helps to give context to why SUMAssure was created and helps to tell the story of SUMAssure. So insurance at its core is about people getting together and agreeing to help each other out in a time of need. So the losses of a few covered by the premiums of many, meaning everyone pools their premiums together to make whole again those that may experience, for example, the loss of a building due to a fire. This is exactly what SUMAssure represents, a large group of Saskatchewan communities coming together to help each other out in a time of need. So before SUMAssure entered the market 15 years ago, we're celebrating our 15-year anniversary this year, most members of SUMA bought their insurance through one insurer, and this insurer had a monopoly on municipal insurance in Saskatchewan, which meant that communities didn't have control over the premiums being charged, the coverage that was provided, or the claims handling process. So SUMAssure was designed to address these concerns of the members of SUMA, and we were able to provide an alternative to traditional insurance. Not to mention that a new competitor entered the Saskatchewan marketplace. This immediately brought down the cost of insurance for all communities, even those that didn't switch to SUMAssure, just strictly by having a new competitor in the marketplace. So like many of the other programs that SUMA does, we leverage the purchasing power of the 246 members of SUMAssure to provide them with a self-insured limit on the insurance losses. As well, with these 246 members, we can access global insurance markets that most Saskatchewan communities would not be able to access on their own, as they're just not large enough. So SUMAssure is what is known as an insurance reciprocal. We are licensed and regulated by the Saskatchewan Superintendent of Insurance. However, most people have never heard of an insurance reciprocal. So if you think of us more like a cooperative or a regional group formed by municipalities. So we're a group of communities working together to achieve something that a community can't do individually on their own. So we do operate as a nonprofit entity. Any profit becomes equity of the members. And when a municipality joins SUMAssure, they become part owners of an insurance company, which means that they agree to share in the losses, even those that aren't their own, and also the profits. We are driven to support the needs of our members, who are also our owners. Our governance model supports this as we're governed by the members and a management board who's representative of the members' voice. Our management board is comprised of both elected officials and administration from our member communities. So I'm just going to talk through an example of how our program works. And I'm going to use the example of our property program, which is our main program that we offer. So let's say that a community experienced a ruptured pipe in a community center, which I hate to say happens more often than we would like, and that we've determined that there is coverage for this claim. So what would happen is the member has a deductible. That deductible would be applied. It's typically about $5,000. And then what sits above that is the SUMAssure self-insured limit of $3 million. So on our property program, we cover all of the losses in a year up to $3 million of all of the members. Then we have another additional layer that sits on top of the SUMAssure self-insured limit called excess insurance. And what this is the excess insurance is when we go out into the market and we get other insurers to provide coverage in the event that we go over $3 million in losses in a year. So going back to the ruptured pipe, the member's deductible is applied. So that's, let's say, $5,000, and then SUMAssure self-insured limit would kick in. And then if the excess insurers had to get involved, they would get involved as well. Most importantly, the member is made whole and that there is insurance coverage for them. So with SUMAssure, we do offer 5 core insurance coverages. We have property, so think coverage for your town hall, fire hall, community center. We provide liability coverage, so think of slip, trips, and falls that your residents may experience, or wrongful employee terminations. We also provide municipal errors and omissions insurance. So this would be if a community failed to follow proper procedure outlined by a provincial act. We provide boiler and machinery coverage. So think if the ice plant breaks down in the arena, which happens, again, more often than we'd like to admit. And the last coverage that we provide within SUMAssure is crime. So any theft of money that may happen within a municipality. We do also provide a number of other coverages through our broker partner, Aon. So they're not directly within SUMAssure. So things like cyber insurance, aviation insurance, environmental insurance, but municipalities can get that coverage through our partner, Aon.
So Tania, what are the benefits of municipalities getting involved with SUMAssure?
So there's 3 key benefits for Saskatchewan communities to belong to SUMAssure. So the first benefit is that we provide exceptional municipal insurance expertise and claims handling. So what I mean by this is when a member has a question about whether there's coverage for, let's say, an event that they want to host, they can call their account representative and get an answer right away. Also, when they call, they're also going to get some tools to mitigate any risk that there may be in hosting that event. What we have heard from our members, particularly CAO that goes from one community to another community, if they were in a community that had SUMAssure and they move to one that does not, is they often really miss this insurance expertise that they get. Typically what we've heard is that if they move to a different insurance program, they have to wait for the broker to contact the insurance underwriter to find out if there's coverage. Whereas because we are dealing with municipal insurance all day, every day, we have those answers more readily available. The second benefit to Saskatchewan communities is that we help keep their communities safe by providing risk management education and resources. Our risk management is targeted specifically to Saskatchewan communities. Most of the municipalities here in the province do not have risk managers on staff, and so we're there to support them in that role. Also, nobody wants to have to go through a claims experience. We also have the advantage of 15 years worth of claims data to see where the trends in the claims are occurring in our Saskatchewan communities. One of our most popular webinars that we do is called a Claims and Review webinar that we host annually, and it provides a look back on the year of claims and then also provides some tips to prevent those claims from happening in the future. One of the other things that I know our members benefit from and value is that we look for risks on the horizon. So one risk that we keep talking about is cyber. And the reason that we keep talking about it is that the target's happening more frequently, and we are trying to educate Saskatchewan communities on what they can do to not be subjected to an attack. Also, climate change is on the horizon. So we're starting to deliver education around climate change. And then the newest one that we're all talking about is AI. And we're still trying to wrap our heads around what AI looks like. But we really, we look to try to find resources for our members on that. So there'll be more coming. And then the third and last benefit is ownership and the ability to earn equity. So I mentioned this, that when a municipality joins into SUMAssure, they become part owner of an insurance company, and they also earn equity. So equity has been returned to the members through the growth of our self-insured limit. We have stabilized rates for the members and shielded them from larger rate increases from the excess markets. We have previously returned $500,000 to the members. We've provided a property protection grant in the past, and then we also use equity to enhance coverage and services for our members. So one example of how we are expanding our services is that we are in the process of designing a property valuation program for our members. And this will be for us to go out and value all of the properties that we have in the program. And this is something that our members have been asking for quite some time. So we're very excited about it. We're just in the process of designing it and hoping to be able to launch that later this year out to our members. So those are the three main benefits that municipalities receive when they join SUMAssure.
Thank you very much for that. Certainly in my travels, I often hear from our members that are SUMAssure subscribers, and I can tell you, Tania, the work that you and your colleagues at Aon are providing our members is second to none in terms of service delivery. And I can think of one community in particular where they had a significant water damage to their city hall. The CAO, the city manager, had nothing but praise to provide SUMAssure for the service that they receive. And the fact that municipalities are members and owners, I should say, it's a model. And I think municipalities should really consider that.
Well, thank you for sharing that story. I really appreciate that. When we have potential SUMA members that come to us wanting to join SUMAssure, I give them a list of the surrounding communities that are already on the program. And I say, call these members because they're already on the program. They can speak to it best based on their experience that they have with us.
So SUMA's group benefit program offers a full line of benefits for full-time, part-time, and seasonal employees, along with elected officials of SUMA member municipalities and organizations affiliated with the member municipalities. Scott and Amanda, can you tell me more about SUMA's group benefit program and what that can look like for municipalities of different sizes within our membership?
The SUMA Group Benefit Program offers an economical way to meet the insurance needs, as the cost of benefits purchased on a group basis are typically less expensive than purchased individually and covers a wider range of items. With our program, each municipality has the ability to customize their coverage based on their own needs.
What are the benefits of using SUMA's GBI program?
So our program works directly with our insurers on behalf of the municipality. Our team has a combined total of 35 years of group benefit experience. We offer first-hand support to administrators of the group subscribing municipality for all aspects of the insurance plans that we offer. Aside from the core plans our department offers, we also supply a full line of optional benefits such as optional life insurance, optional accidental death, disease, and dismemberment insurance, and optional critical illness insurance. Having these benefits available supply more choices for municipal employees. Another benefit of using the program is having access to the People First benefit. The People First program provides unlimited, on-demand professional human resource advice to members by telephone and email to support people management, document review, and decision-making. There is no additional cost to utilize this benefit if you are a group benefit subscriber. You can find all the information on the People First benefit on the SUMA website for your convenience.
Across the province, SaskTel is engaged with many different municipal organizations who seek to innovate. Contact your SaskTel account manager to learn more about some of these initiatives and how they can help your municipality today.
Kinetic GPO helps municipalities save time and money in their procurement effort. This partnership with Kinetic came into be in 2020 And I've been very excited about the opportunity our members have to take advantage of what Kinetic has to offer, not only from a procurement standpoint, but also from an ability to call the Kinetic staff if they have any questions with respect to procurement and what's the legislation requirements and how best to position an RFP. Do I have to do an RFP on a specific purchase, whether products or services? So Sandra, can you tell me more about Kinetic GPO and how group purchasing organizations like Kinetic work for municipalities?
Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here and chat about a couple of my very passionate topics, one of them being public procurement, and the second being able to make an impact on municipalities and other sectors across the country. I joined Kinetic GPO 2 months ago, having previously spent 5.5 years with the largest municipality in the country. And making the transition to Kinetic was quite seamless for me because my previous employer was a member of Kinetic, the City of Toronto. And so with that, Kinetic was established in 2016 here in Canada, and we have 2 offices in the country, one in the province of Ontario and the second office in the province of Saskatchewan. And a bit about Kinetic and how we operate. We have over 40 plus trade agreements that are compliant contracts. So Kinetic ensures that we follow all of the regional, national trade agreements, which include CFTA and CETA. That is one thing that is critical to ensure that we are compliant so that when we are sharing agreements with our members, they already have that rest assurance that they are in fact trade agreement compliant. So we have over 850 members across Canada over various sectors, including the municipal sector, provincial sector of government. We have education, healthcare, Indigenous and Métis organizations as well. And what we do is we conduct solicitations in Canada for Canadian organizations. A bit about becoming a member of Kinetic. So anyone who would like to leverage agreements that Kinetic has in place becomes a member with Kinetic GPO. There are no fees to become a member. There are no volume commitments, and the membership is not exclusive to us. We have members that are members of multiple group purchasing organizations, and they leverage whichever group purchasing organization they feel appropriate for the products or services that they need to procure. How we're structured within Canada, we have 2 teams. We have a business development management team, and we have 6 business development managers in different provinces across the country. And we also have a contracting team. And the contracting team primarily takes any solicitation requirements out to market, conducts the RFP or the RFX, and then will establish and stand up agreements with suppliers that can be leveraged by anyone in the country and in any sector of our membership that we support. So we do go coast to coast with representation essentially in each province. We have physically representation in 8 provinces, and so we're happy to service anyone across the country. I wanted to just highlight a couple of things that are important to know when organizations are looking to leverage a group purchasing organization. There are so many benefits that are tied in leveraging a GPO that it is actually a complementary service to purchasing and procurement organizations, in particular within municipalities and other government entities. And I'll talk about that in a moment, but I just wanted to call that out, that there are a tremendous number of benefits. Having come from a municipality myself, I firsthand experienced the benefits of using a group purchasing organization, in particular Kinetic GPO, that was not only time saving for us, but there were financial benefits that we were able to yield as a result of it.
What are the benefits for municipalities in working with Kinetic GPO?
Our contracts are competitively bid. They're evaluated, and we award them using a compliant, competitive solicitation process. We advertise on almost every procurement platform, just to name a few. We're on Bonfire, Badingo, Sask Tenders, Mercs, APC, SEAO, Bids and Tenders, and BC Bids. We leverage Bonfire as our evaluation platform. And each solicitation that we offer includes language that advises the suppliers that the awarded contract is available for use by any public sector entity in Canada. So I'll give you an actual example of what that would look like. If you're a municipality that has a need for office supplies, I'll use that one. That one is the first one that always comes to mind. If you have a need for office supplies, you can use any of the agreements that we have in place for your office supply needs. You do not need to use the entire basket of goods. You will use the parts that you need to use it, and you may have others that you use other agreements for. So it's not once you are in an agreement with one of our suppliers that you must use everything in that agreement. You use what you feel you need at that time. Another great reason for being a part and leveraging group purchasing organizations contracts that are established is in procurement, there are never slow periods. And I can speak to that from experience at the City of Toronto. The volume of procurements that are processed on a daily, monthly, and annual basis are incredible, in particular when you have centralized procurement functions. And so leveraging a group purchasing organization really helps you to reduce the time it takes to go to market with a procurement. The scope is something that you're still responsible for as a municipality, as a healthcare, as higher education, because you know what you need to purchase or you know the work that you need done if you're looking for services. However, once you have determined your scope and what it is you're looking to purchase, then we in turn will help you match that to an existing agreement that we have in place with our suppliers. If there's something that you need and you don't have time to go to market and we don't have that available, we also offer to go to market on your behalf. And then that agreement becomes available to others across the country that may want to leverage it as well. And lastly, the benefit is a big one is in a municipal environment or a government environment in general, we're always looking at the total cost of ownership and the best value for money. And in dealing with a group purchasing organization, you're able to get the benefit that that agreement has been negotiated for the entire country, which increases your purchasing power. If you're a smaller entity and you're looking to get the best value for money, approaching the market in a standalone manner may not be able to present you with the financial benefits, the total cost of ownership that you would if you were to leverage an agreement that's been established by Kinetic GPO. So those are some of the things that are really important when you're looking at leveraging a GPO. And as I indicated, my firsthand experience in leveraging a group purchasing organization is in fact for those very reasons. Number one is to save us time to go to market, given the sheer volume of procurements. And the second one, being able to get the best prices available. And we establish the agreements at the corporate level, not at the line item level. And the Kinetic GPO will also establish ceiling rates for you. So there's nothing higher than what you'll see, and you have the ability to negotiate down from those ceiling rates, for example, that could be established.
So Tania, Sandra, Scott, and Amanda, I really want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. This has been a very engaging conversation. I know our members will benefit greatly from all the services that you have to offer. So do you have any final comments that you would like to make for our listeners at this point?
So there's just two other things I just want to make mention of is one, we provide insurance coverage to municipal related entities as well. So there is a list of requirements in order to qualify under SUMAssure as a municipal related entity. The main one being the municipal related entity has to be owned by a municipality or a group of municipalities. But I want to make mention of that because often with these municipal related entities, they sometimes have a hard time getting coverage in the marketplace, or sometimes they can get coverage, but it's very expensive. And so we have found when they have come into SUMAssure that they have really benefited. So I just want to point that out. Some of the listeners might not know that we do provide that coverage as well. And then lastly, I want to thank SUMA and their commitment for the partnership with SUMAssure. We've had a long-standing partnership with SUMA, so I just want to say thank you for that and for helping promote SUMAssure to the members of SUMA. So thank you.
The SUMA Group Benefits team is available to support the insurance needs of your municipality, whether it's to advise on a specific plan design or to educate on your current plan. We're available to assist you with any inquiries you have.
There's a few key takeaways that I'd like to leave with our listeners today on behalf of Kinetic GPO and the team that I support and have accountability for. One of the great things about working with Kinetic GPO is we have business development managers that are assigned to each and every member. And the beauty of that is we get to know and understand your needs, your buying cycles, your products and services, and also your outlook and what you need to procure, any operational needs, any capital projects that you may have in the pipeline that need to be procured for. And we also have strong relationships on the supplier side. And what our business development managers do is really bring those relationships together. We don't sign you up as a member and leave you on your own to figure things out. Our development managers are dedicated to our members and suppliers. So you're never left to feel like you can't figure things out. We oftentimes are brought into calls with our members to consult on, approaches forward, any industry experience that we may have, what others may be doing in different sectors that they could leverage. And so with that, I just wanted to leave the audience with this thought that we essentially become an extension of your procurement function, and we build relationships where we get to know what your business is all about, what your needs are and your challenges, and look to address those in the best way possible so that you get the outcomes you're looking for.
This brings us to the end of another episode of Municast. Thank you for listening in. We look forward to continuing to engage with SUMA members throughout the year. We will be welcoming Jean-Marc back for the rest of Season 6 to continue interviewing SUMA staff and provide listeners with a behind-the-scenes look into SUMA.